Yo, what's cracking everyone? Eric Ship 111 here, and yes, I know it's been a while since I made my last Forza Horizon 5 video, but I have been playing the game as much as I can. However, there's certainly a lot of things about Horizon 5 that I'm not exactly happy about. So what I really have been doing is noting down what Playground Games could have improved upon, particularly coming from someone who has been a long-time Horizon player. Now, I won't be able to cover everything in today's video, as I do have a lot I want to get off my chest in a respectful and constructive manner. Now, I'm not here to bash the series or talk down to the developers at Playground Games, as I can imagine making a AAA title is not an easy task. However, with that said, certain standards and expectations do need to be met out of respect for us, the consumers who pay hard-earned money to actually play these games. So in today's video, I want to direct some of the small details that really annoy me about Forza Horizon 5 and how some of these shouldn't even exist in the first place, as I talk about 5 things in Forza Horizon 5 that really annoy me. Starting off with number 1, the Neo EP9. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking right now. The Neo EP9, it's a car you, Eric, even requested for back during the life of Horizon 4 well over a year ago. So what exactly has changed? Well, nothing. I love this car along with all the other Chinese cars have brought in during Update 4, but it's the other aspects within the Neo EP9 which exposes that the developers are quite careless, or to put it bluntly, lazy. And here is the example in the car mastery for the EP9. You can see on the perk, a player can gain 6000 XP for owning this car, but the name of this particular perk is titled Xbox E3 Reveal. Now at first I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something in the Horizon 5 E3 trailer? Well, it turns out, after a few breakdown analysis, the EP9 was nowhere to be seen. Then, upon further investigation, we can see another perk that is named Ultimate 911. So this clue immediately gave away which car mastery this was copy and pasted from, and that is the 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS, as that was the cover car for Forza Motorsport 7. Now, I know on the surface level, this is quite a small thing, but when the developers are this careless or lazy about changing a couple of name perks in a AAA title, what other aspects of the game do they not care about? The fact that most, if not all, the cars in Horizon 5 have not been remodeled, along with so many other persisting bugs and glitches in Horizon 5, I'm starting to wonder what resources did Playground Games truly invest in during the 3 years of development. Number 2, lack of Mexican car culture. So we know the Volkswagen Beetle is a huge part of the Mexican car culture, and in Horizon 5, Playground Games celebrates that with their Horizon story. But apart from that, there's nothing else which really suggests that this game is set in Mexico, other than the map of course. And to me, I do find that a little annoying, because if we take a look at Horizon 3 and Horizon 4, those games included many cars from their respective countries. In Horizon 3 Australia, we saw an influx of old school Holdens and Fords that really only Australians would know about, like the HSV GTSR and the Ford Falcon EB-GT. And of course, with Horizon 4 UK, there were cars newly scanned in, like the Austin FX4 Black Cab, amongst many more. Now, I understand that Mexico does not have many renowned automotive manufacturers, hence why there is such a lack of Mexican cars seen in Horizon 5, but this was an opportunity for Playground Games to go a different route, and instead of including local car manufacturers, perhaps add cars that are locally popular, such as the highly requested Nissan Tsuru, Dodge Ram Charger, to even the Dodge Attitude. That is perhaps why some players have felt that Horizon 5 Mexico feels more like an expansion rather than a new game, because the car culture and car selection, which was said before the launch of Horizon 5 would be deeply celebrated, just turned out to be a very small part of the final product. And to really hit the point home, the bocho that is celebrated in the game is the same one we have seen back in Forza Motorsport 4 on the Xbox 360. I mean, for 3 years, couldn't Playground Games, Glass Egg, or Turn 10 even model a Mexican domestic market version of the Beetle, perhaps such as the Sedan Ultimate Edition? Number 3, do paddle shifters even work? So throughout the life of the Horizon series, we have seen more and more cars being featured with the flappy paddle gearbox, and that is simply because the old traditional stick shift manual has slowly become redundant, and for many drivers around the world in real life, this has been classed more as a niche option. Now, since every Horizon game includes a full interior cockpit view, you can clearly see which vehicles include paddle shifters, and if memory serves me correctly, from the original Horizon through to Horizon 3, the paddle shifters on each vehicles are completely static, meaning that if you shift gears, your character's fingers will press the paddles, but the paddles themselves will not move, which isn't really a problem as during that time, we've never had that animation before. However, in Horizon 4, that is when we saw the inclusion of paddle shifters actually moving in cockpit view, which did add a nice touch, indicating that yes, Playground Games are aware of these slight details that they need to include. But fast forward 3 years later to Horizon 5, and the paddle shifters no longer move again. Now you might be wondering, well Eric, you just said for the first 3 titles it was fine without the animation, why are you annoyed about it not working now? Well, you see, I don't like it when any gaming franchises goes backwards. If the paddle shifting animation was seen in a previous title, yes, I do expect something like this to carry over into their new title. It's no different than having bugs and glitches fixed for a game only for them to reappear once again in their new title. It feels like there's no step forward, and when you start to slowly add all of these small things up that the developers have missed or just simply been too lazy to fix, it adds up and it could affect the entire reputation of the Horizon series. Number 4, brakes no longer glow properly. Another detail from Horizon 5 that went backwards is the brake disc glowing. Back in previous Horizon titles, when you brake from high speeds, you can really see your brake disc glow, and when you stop, they will gradually cool down. However, once you begin driving again, the airflow going through to your brakes will cool them down much faster. It's a small detail that no one really appreciates until it's been taken away, like it has in Horizon 5. So with Forza Horizon 5, it seems as though with ABS turned off, if you're slowly braking and then all of a sudden lock up. In previous Horizon titles, the brake glow will still be present. However, in Horizon 5, the glow just magically disappears, as if locking up the brakes immediately cools the disc down. My question is, how does 2 very fundamental features like brake disc glow and paddle shift animation stop working properly on a new title? I mean, I'm failing to find excuses for them, and I really don't want to as well, because I know there will be some of you watching right now saying, oh, you don't know how hard it is to make a game like this, or just give them a break. Well, do you want this series to become the next FIFA or Call of Duty? Because if we keep making excuses for them, that is exactly where this series will end up. And lastly, number 5, recycled festival playlist car rewards. What I mean by this is cars from previous Horizon titles deliberately being removed at launch only for them to be drip fed back into the latest title as quote unquote new content. For example, the Ferrari 599 GTO back in Forza Horizon 4 is a car you could purchase through the auto show, but in Horizon 5 it was reintroduced as a showcase reward vehicle in Update 2 during the winter season for accumulating 25 points. I'm sorry, but why at such an early stage of Horizon 5 are we getting recycled content from previous Horizon titles already? For me to even complete the challenge just to obtain this car felt so grindy, knowing full well I will only be receiving a car I already had driven back in Horizon 3 and Horizon 4. Not only that, remember how big the reveal for Peel was? Playground Games made it such a huge deal, but to me I was thinking, I've been driving this car for the past 3 years around Horizon 4 United Kingdom. It's not really that special, but it was announced as if it was completely new to the franchise, which it wasn't. Not only that, many cars that debuted exclusively to Horizon 4 have once again gone missing in Horizon 5. So we are technically left with pretty much 90% of the same vehicles, with cars being dropped in every month, which I can assume many of these cars would have already been featured in a Horizon title already. And it's because of decisions like this that make Horizon 5 just feel recycled. If Playground Games have to resort to taking cars away from their previous title, only for them to bring them back in for their new title throughout its life cycle and class it as new content, then it's time to find a new way to create a Horizon game that's interesting for everyone. Now, I know that for casual players that just play the game perhaps a couple of hours a week, or if you're playing Horizon 5 as your first Horizon title, then perhaps you are really enjoying it. But I feel as though Playground Games and maybe even Microsoft may take part in this too, that their focus isn't to sustain players for as long as they can, but rather just to get as many unique players to play this game, regardless if it's for years, months, or even days. What are your opinions about Forza Horizon 5 as of right now? I do still play Forza Horizon 5, but to me, it just feels like something is missing. But anyways, share all of your opinions down in the comments section below. I do read all of your comments, guys. Anyways, if you guys did find this video intriguing, helpful, or interesting, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And also, if you want to see more Forza Horizon 5 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.